and welcome to another top 10 here at StiffUpperLip with me, Andreas. So we reached review number 100, and right here you're seeing reviews 51 to 100. You saw them briefly in the intro, and I will show them here for you as well, a little bit slower so you can see what they are. Of course, you can go in and check the actual reviews out to see more in detail what I had to say about all of these. So, what we're doing here is my 10 favorites of the last 50 reviews, reviews 51 to 100, which means it's only my top 20%, so all of these are very, very much recommended from me. But there are loads of other snoozes I've tried that I really like. I would say if a snooze gets reviewed like 6.5 or more, regardless of price, I think it's worth really checking it out, and even down to 5 out of 10 if it's a cheaper snooze. But here we're looking at the very best according to me. Plus, I will show you my favorite mint snooze of the last 50, because it's very unlikely that a mint snooze will go into a top 10 list for me. And also my favorite low price snooze. So just like last time, snus24.com, my sponsor, very kindly agreed to create a roll of snooze based on these reviews. So in the roll you will find 8 of my top 10, 1 to 8, and also my favorite mint snooze and low price snooze. And right here now, straight away, you'll get the link and the discount code to use for this roll of snooze. So you get a 10% discount. And it's a code you can only find here in this video. It's not available on their website. So let's kick this off, shall we? First of all, I'm going to talk about my favorite low price snooze. And it's a bit of an outsider. It almost hit the top 10, this one actually. So I really want to show you and promote this one. It is Off-Road Lakrits Lös. And this is what I had to say about that one. Doesn't smell very subtle either. It's a real mudslider. It's quite dirty sort of snooze, and it has no right to be as good as it is. And I'll tell you, it's full on. It's actually really close to Sambuca. It's got a little bit of sweetness and then a really bright aniseed taste to it. So to have a loose licorice is really nice for me. I'm gonna go 8 out of 10 on Off-Road Licorice, because I am a fan of aniseed, and with a loose, beautiful snooze. Dirt cheap and really highly flavored, that one, and it's really strong on the aniseed but bright, and I like it a lot actually. So now for my favorite mint snooze of the last 50 reviews. I've been on location quite a few times lately. You've seen me in Berlin, the Czech Republic, Sweden, Sicily, and also down here on Brighton Beach and surrounding areas. So this one is filmed here close to home, and it has to go to General Mint, white portion. It's quite sweet, but it really is a good mint snooze that you only can get in America. So for the roll, I put my second highest rated mint snooze there, which is the Lab 12 Slim White Strong Mint, which is similar but not quite as sweet. So here is what I said about General Mint. And I'll tell you what, this is a really tasty little number actually, coming from StiffUpperLip, who is not a huge fan of mint snooze. So it's made still for a sweet tooth, a sweet palate. If this had been even stronger, then I would give it a 7. But it is the tastiest mint snooze I've ever had. So I'm gonna go 6.5 out of 10. So let's get into the top 10, shall we? I thought about having a mid-price section here, but then I realized that at number 10 we have a mid-price snooze. It is Mustang Lös, which I like a little bit more than Mustang Portion, which is also really solid. So finally we get a Mustang in the top 10. Here is what I said about that one. This one, it's robust. It has more of the fruitiness coming through than it does in the Portion. And if you compare it to Grov, for instance, I think it's really close to Grov, this one, but more fruity. So that kind of gives it more like a mellow edge to it. It still has a bit of smokiness, and probably a little bit less salt than Grov. It's a sort of a snus that it works really well with coffee, sort of sitting in front of a fireplace. As you can see here, that's exactly what I did at Christmas in Sweden. So it's satisfying after dinner, sort of relax snus that I like a little bit more than the portion. So I'm gonna go 8 out of 10 on the Mustang. One of my favorite looses, actually. You know, I like a little snus, and at number 9 we have another one. In my top 10 you will find 4 loose and 6 portion snoozes. In the roll there's 3 loose and 7 portions, actually. So at number 9, and don't hate me for this, it's not higher than number 9, it's General Classic Loose. It is on the top 10, which means it's a really great snus. And this was filmed in Sweden, review number 100 actually. Check this one out. It doesn't come through as much focusing on the bergamot as the portion does. It's got a nicer citrus, a fresher, I think, citrus, blending more with the really nice subtle tobacco. And this is one of the reasons I'm doing the reviews. Early on I've been using General Portion a lot, and I realized that the loose was a little bit better. Compared to the strong version, that one has more leather tones in it. This one is a little bit softer and more mellow. If you like bergamot snoozes, you can't miss this one. As you know, bergamot snoozes are normally not my favorite, so it's still not my favorite snus, but it is up there for the bergamot ones. So from StiffUpperLip, General will get an 8 out of 10. Let's get back to portion snus. At number 8 we have the great Lundgrens, and you might as well pick Skåne Vit for this one, but personally I'm picking Lundgrens Perforerad Portion. This one was also filmed in Sweden. Yeah, definitely get pine. And I've tried some Lundgrens before, and I think that is their base tobacco. The Perforerad Portion I like even more, because it's darker. It says meadow flowers, provides a little bit more extra sweetness. The Skåne Vit is a little sharper in smell, and it's not quite maybe as complex, because it's a natural flavor. It's forest floor, it's just going in and sniff of forest. So these ones are not General Light, they are Lundgrens. I think it's great. The Lundgrens Perforerad Portion, I'm gonna give an 8 out of 10. With number 7 we are entering a pretty hardcore section of the top 10 here. It is back to Swedish match, it is Grov Portion. The X range is also really good, and watch out for my future review of Grov Stark as well. But for now, Grov Portion at number 7. And if you've always wanted to be like a Swedish lumberjack, then Grov is the brand for you. Whoa. I love this stuff. This is so nice. It's really bold. It's very robust. It's very smoky. It has the woodiness, but of tarriness as well. Sometimes I actually picked up a little bit of like an ettan tobacco quality. So it's definitely good tobacco in here, blending well with all the other elements. And it has a little bit of sweetness to it from the geranium flower. For the original one, okay, I'll give it 8, but it's a very strong 8. There you go. We've had a few traditional snoozes now, and at number 6 is what I think is the best in the Byron range. It is still a traditional snus with good tobacco, but with an aniseed twist to it. And this is what I had to say about that one. Now, for what used to be my favorite snus of them all. Now this one doesn't have any sweetness, and smelling it is quite wonderful. I don't think I can use it all the time, because it is a little bit heavy going still. It's a hardcore sort of snus, all the Byrons really. You get the aniseed and the aromatic tobacco working really well off each other, and so I think that this is the best of the Byrons, where it sort of unleashes the quality of the tobacco at the same time as you get a sort of a fresh licorice taste to it. I'm gonna give Byron Anis an 8.5 out of 10. We've been waiting for a loose version of the Isla Whiskey snus for quite a while. Now it's here, and I think it really delivers. To me, this is the best of the Islay whiskey snoozes. Check it out. It says made in old traditional craft style, 100% lamina. And check this out, 50 grams. That is fantastic. I've not had any snoozes that taste as much as like a cigar as these do. The loose one still has a lot of peatiness. It's really a robust snus. It's quite macho. It's a wild one, this one really. It's a little bit untamed. Fruitiness, quite dark fruit in there. So that mellows it down a little bit. So it makes it a really complex snus. And I'll give the loose one an 8.5 out of 10. 5 out of 5 for that one. And we keep it hardcore here at the top 10. This year has really been the year of great whiskey snus. At number 4, there's another one, portion this time. It's General Mackmyra Original portion. And this is what I thought about that one. If you're a whiskey lover, you will love this smell. Really clear of the single malt whiskey. Taste-wise, it lasts a long time. It's a smack in the face. It's bold. It's got a lot of taste. Tarry, smoky, cedar, bright whiskey. It kind of lands in a really tarry taste for me. It's one of the better snoozes I have tried. I'm not a big whiskey fan, and still I really enjoy this snus for its robustness, because it has a good solid Swedish match, like grov tobacco in the background, which is solid. It's a joy to open it. It feels like a treat every time you take one of these. I'm gonna give this one an 8.5 out of 10, so that's in the 5 out of 5 range. We are hitting the top 3 now, and when I go on holiday I want to bring some good snus. I went to Sicily this summer. Please check my vlog out from there. One of the snoozes I reviewed was Göteborgs Rapé White Larch Lingon, which to me is up there with the loose version. Very windy over there, but this is what I said. The smell is just phenomenal, really. It's one of the best smelling snoozes out there. It's probably a really good beginner snus, this one, because it's fresh. It's got a lightness to it, very well blended with the herbal notes coming through, and the fresh, fruity and slightly tart note to it. Compared to a lot of the other fruit snoozes on the market, they are more one-dimensional with a sort of extract. This, to me, is much better than most fruit snoozes, and I would say it's my favorite fruit snus of them all. Some other ones are more robust, and I would sort of probably use the Onyx and Grov possibly more often, but this one being the perfect snus to just change up your rotation with. I'm going to give this an 8.5 as well out of 10. Only 2 to go now. We're still on location for this one. I filmed this one in the Czech Republic. It is the brilliant General Onyx. To me, the best General I've tried. I even prefer it to the loose. Check it out. Almost like a lemon curd, or like a lemon sorbet. It is a clearer, more citrusy, less bitter bergamot and citrus taste to it, and it goes really well with tea. So it probably is still a bergamot, but it's sort of a cleaner, more Earl Grey-like taste to it that I prefer to the bitterness of many of the other Generals. Have a good blend of tobacco and cedar wood, classy sort of citrus, bright citrus fruit in it. I think that this is General elevated. Really much prefer this one to the classic portion. I think it's a good full step above the General Classic. I'm going to give this one actually a strong 8.5. We've reached number 1, guys. This is exciting, because this is to me the best snus currently on the market. It's blended by Conny Andersson. You might have seen a couple of videos where I talked to him recently, but when I filmed this I had not met him yet, and this is one of the reasons I wanted to meet him, because this is a great snus. The tobacco is just wonderful. I filmed this one in Sicily, so enjoy. It's a dark but mellow and well-balanced smell. The tobacco is coming through. It's like an aged tobacco. Yeah, that's a nice, robust but mellow at the same time. So what Connie is doing, as always, it's a single cut snus and it's all lamina. He's not using any stems in his snus. That rubbish, you don't really want that in the snus. It just makes it cheaper. It costs almost nothing. It doesn't give any taste. Nice tobacco flavor mixed with the whiskey. It almost goes like a stable-like taste in there. Almost like some of the very best red wines I've had, actually. I didn't think it would be this bold and still balanced and complex as it is. I come to the conclusion that I prefer this to Ettan portion, which makes this my highest rated commercially available snus yet. And I am going to give it a 9 out of 10. And putting it above the Ettan portion. There you go. So many great snuses. 100 and counting. Some not so great, some mediocre, some really great like these ones. But don't forget about those ones that are just below this as well. There's loads from Skruf, for instance, one manufacturer I do enjoy, but they just didn't happen to reach the top 10 this time. But there's loads out there, and I will keep doing these reviews, so we'll work our way up to the next top 10 after review number 150. Hopefully we'll get there. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Once again, here you have the link and the discount code for this roll of snus. So yeah, I'll see you in the next review. Thanks for watching. Bye.